Everyone, this is Mrs. Burns. This is project 4. We are going to be doing a paper weaving. I call this project the complementary color weave, and I'll talk more about what complementary colors are in another lesson. But for today, I'm going to need you to get your orange paper that was sent home, or that I sent an email home to come and pick up. So if you haven't picked up your paper packet that's at the CEC entrance, please come and pick it up. But yeah, so you're gonna need your orange paper. Those who are my in-person students, you have the option of having a warm color. So besides orange, we also have 2 other warm colors. Can you guess what the 2 other warm colors are? Yellow and red. These 3 colors together, we call them the warm colors. I wonder why. These are the colors we usually use when we're, drawing the sun or fire or, yeah, warmness. I like warm. Miss it someday. Anywho, so what we're going to do today is we're going to make a loom. We need to make a loom in order to weave our strips into our paper. Now, my first graders and second graders, you've all done this last year if you had me for art last year. So this is something we've done already. It's a different project, but same concept for making the loom. So first thing you're going to do is I want you to turn your orange paper around like this, and you're going to grab the bottom and you're going to line it up at the top and fold it right in half. So making sure that it's nice and even at the top. Once you have a nice even, the bottom and the top are matching, then you can push down over here, push down really good, fold that right in half. So it looks like a little book. Okay. You're also going to need a ruler or something with a straight edge. If you don't have rulers at home, you could use your art book cover, as long as it's long enough. It might not be long enough, but something like that. Talk to a parent at home, see if you have a yardstick or a ruler. I'd like you to use that. What you're going to do, have your paper, once you fold it, lined up like this, so the opening is on this side and the folded side is over here. So go ahead and line it up, folded, opening. You're going to take your ruler and line it up right along the edge, just like how I'm doing. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Hopefully, maybe I don't have to do that because then you'll lose my picture. Never mind. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw your first line, and using your ruler like a tracer to make nice straight lines, make sure that it's lined up nice and evenly. Maybe you see a little bit of that orange, but not too much. And then start at the top and go all the way down so that you have, and it's a little hard to see. I might go ahead and just use a marker for this so that you can see better on the screen. But now you have a line, rectangular line right at the top. And last year I would call this your name line. So for those of you at home, you don't really have to write your name, but maybe you should go ahead and you'll know that this is your namespace when I say it. So this is where you'll write your name. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just do this with marker. You don't have to do this with marker. Just stick with pencil, but just so that you can see a little bit better. Okay. All right. So when you have your rectangular line on the opening side at the top, you're going to turn it like how I have it turned. And the opening's at the top, the folded side is at the bottom. We are going to be, continuing to use the ruler. And we're going to start on one end, Probably it would be easiest if you started on the end that you, like if you're right-handed, like me, I'm gonna start on the left-hand side, and it would be the easiest to make my way across. If you're left-handed, you might go on the other side, the right-hand side. So hopefully that makes sense. So what you're going to do is you're gonna line your ruler up towards the edge, just like we did with that first line. And right at this line that the first line we made, I call it the name line, I want you to draw a line from there all the way to the bottom. And then you're gonna line it up again, go to the name line, and go all the way to the bottom. So make sure you're watching me before you start doing, just to make sure that you know what's going on. Name line all the way to the bottom. Again, I'd like you to use a pencil for this. Start at the name line all the way to the bottom. And you're just going to make your way all the way across, trying to make all your rectangles the same size. Nice straight line starting at the top and going all the way. Now I think I have room for just one more. This one, it's a little bit bigger, but I don't have to draw any more lines. So all together you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of these vertical lines. Okay, so it should look like this, and when I open it up, it should look like this. But we're going to keep it folded. So for the last part of this, loom making, you're going to need scissors, and you are going to cut on each one of these lines. And let's just talk about scissors for a moment. We use some scissors, I don't know if we use scissors in our class yet. But let's just talk about scissor safety. You know, when we walk around with scissors, we hold them like this. You know, you're just super safe, super respectful with your scissors, super responsible. The proper way of holding a scissors, my first and second graders, you always want to be cutting away from your body. And you always want to have your thumb at the top. So I see students sometimes cutting sideways like this. Thumb at the top, cutting away from your body. Your other hand does just as much work. It's holding the paper and it's holding it nice and steady, and it kind of maneuvers everything around with your scissors. But for this project, all we're doing is we're just cutting straight up and stopping, and then we're cutting straight up and stopping and working our way across the paper. So this hand, and notice my thumb is up here too, so thumbs are up. And don't hold your paper like this. Try to keep it towards the table, towards your work surface. And start on the side that you're holding the scissors, and then you're going to work your way across towards the opposite side. So I'm cutting on the line, and I'm going to cut all the way to the name line. I don't want you to go past the name line, and don't end too soon. You want to cut up right to the line. So see how the tip of my scissors is right up to that line, and then go all the way down just like that. I'm going to do that with each one. So go all the way to the name line, crunch, go all the way down. Again, don't end too soon, and don't go into the name zone past the name line. Crunch. Okay. It's important to keep your paper flat towards the surface. It gets harder to hold it like this. I sometimes see students holding it like this and cutting, and it's getting really wobbly right now, so using the surface to support your work, make it a little easier for you. Line it up to the name line. And then last one. Now remember, you're cutting two pieces of paper. You're cutting a folded piece of paper, so it's going to be a little harder to cut. But take your time. This is not a race, okay? Once you're finished, you can open it up and check out your loom. And then once you finish this loom, next lesson we're going to talk about weaving, paper weaving. So we made our loom. It holds the weave together. And yeah, take your time. Ask questions if you need to. Reach out to me and try your best. And yeah, have fun.